All right, everyone, what is up here today, YouTube? Jigsaw0097. I'm making this video in my car because I don't want to wake the whole damn house up, but oh my gosh, man. What a crazy game. What a crazy game. I don't really know what to feel right now. I don't feel all that mad, but I don't feel happy either because I don't know what the Eagles' future is going to look like with what happened tonight here. I'm going to go ahead and start this. Because there were so many things that happened, guys. I made a halftime video. If you guys want to check that out, I'll link it at the end, about how the Eagles are injury prone in 2019. They've always kind of had this injury curse too. The Eagles, they always are usually one of the most injured players or league teams in the league, other than like maybe 1 year with Chip Kelly. I think they were like all healthy all year, but they played like hot garbage that year, so it didn't matter anyway. But right off the start, guys, I wrote down how many injuries the Eagles had. I left it in there, unfortunately, but I have it pretty memorized here. So Alshon Jeffrey didn't even enter the game. I didn't even see him with his helmet on one play. And then they said it was a calf injury. Deshaun Jackson went down with a groin injury. Then we had Dallas Goedert go down. I'm not sure what his injury was. We had Tim Jernigan go down. Didn't see him come back. And then we had several injury scares as well. Carson Wentz, as you guys know, went out for like a drive. And I'm not going to lie, Josh McCown came in. He looked pretty freaking good, guys. He actually looked pretty freaking good. He went in there. He went down the field with ease. And then Carson Wentz came in, and I think they got a touchdown on that drive. But I was pretty happy with what I saw from Josh McCown. So if, God forbid, Wentz is banged up, because that's another thing. Wentz got banged the freak up in this game, guys. I don't know what the status is going to be. This is why I don't know if I'm happy or mad about this game. Probably a little bit of both, because even if the Eagles had won this game, like what it cost them, guys, it's like that line of Thanos. It's like, it cost us everything, because that's what I feel like with this game. And we'll just have to see how it goes. But a groin injury with Jackson, that's big, guys. That groin injuries can be pretty serious. And then also Jeffrey, like, that's what's so crazy. If Jeffrey and Jackson were in this game, it would have been a blowout. Because no offense to the Falcons, but they made so many freaking mistakes. Like, so many mistakes. 3 defensive interceptions, guys. 3 interceptions, and they still somehow beat us. That's how weird this game was. I mean, holy hell. We have the worst luck when we play the Falcons in Atlanta, too. I just want to let you guys know that. The last time we played the Falcons in Atlanta was the opener with Chip Kelly, and they absolutely blew us out. So, enjoy your Super Bowl win, Atlanta. That's what I'm going to say. It took you 4 tries, Took you 4 tries, but you finally beat us. So, congrats on that one. But as far as the win or the loss goes, like I said, I don't think I'm mad about this loss. The Eagles lose it 20-24. But I don't think I'm mad about this loss because the Eagles really showed me something in this game. They showed me that they're not the 2018 Eagles where they're just going to lay down and die. Because I'm not going to lie, guys, during the beginning of this game, with all the injuries happening, Carson Wentz had 2 interceptions in the first half. I was starting to feel like a blowout was coming our way for Atlanta. It started to feel eerily similar to that New Orleans Saints game last year where we had all those injuries and then Carson Wentz just went on complete tilt and played like utter garbage and ended up getting blown out really bad in that game. But the way that he was able to turn it around with what he had, I can't blame Wentz completely. And also Doug Peterson has to be blamed a lot more, I think, because you have all of your wide receiver and tight end positions banged up, but your running back position is virtually flawless. And what does he do? He still decides to throw it about 80% of the time. I think that the Eagles were under like 50 or 60 yards rushing. I'd have to check that, but it was almost non-existent, guys. The only time they would use running backs is when they needed like a quick 3rd down or something like that. But it was like the one weakness that Atlanta had when they played the Vikings in week 1. The Vikings just ran the ball down their throats with Dalvin Cook. And it was like, that was the Falcons' weakness. And the Eagles didn't even care to do it. I don't understand Doug Peterson sometimes. And then when he does run the ball, he uses Miles Sanders, which, no offense to the kid, he's a rookie. You have Jordan Howard for a reason. Miles Sanders dances around the ball more than any freaking running back I've seen since like DeMarco Murray, the way he kind of was. Like the guy, instead of going for it, he always is running like to the side or like doing some footwork. Like he does all this dancing. He does all this dancing and then he gets like 3 yards. It's like, what are you doing, dude? And then they give it to Jordan Howard. He just runs it right down the middle. You know, it's just a straight shot, 6-7 yards, just a gouge. So I don't understand. I don't understand why that happened, especially when the Eagles were late in the game. They were up ahead. I mean, that's really the defense's fault, and I'll get into that in a second. But when the Eagles were up before the Falcons scored a touchdown, it was after Wentz had that amazing throw, by the way. This is like up there with the Houdini throw from the Redskins game where he escaped the pile. And, well, that wasn't a throw. That was just a run. But this is up there with that play. Wentz is going down. He's getting tackled, and his knee is about to hit the ground, like this close, if you look on the replay. And somehow he throws the ball 10 yards down and gets a first down. I have to give that to Wentz. That's the it factor that Wentz has that even though I love Nick Foles and I wish he would have stayed, I mean, that's something Foles would have never done in 100 years. So I give Wentz that credit because he has that it factor that you just really never know what you're going to get out of him, and it usually ends up in something good. So kudos to that. That kept that drive alive, and then they scored the touchdown. But it's really just Doug Peterson's play calling. I don't want to really blame players in this game. I'm going to blame the coordinators more and the coach, because Doug Peterson had some really questionable play calling. Like I said, just not using the run. I don't understand why he hates the run game so much. Like, does he forget that one of the reasons they even went to the Super Bowl and won was because of the production of LeGarrette Blount in 2017? Like, the fact that this is eluding him still is just, it flabbergasts me. Like, why would you go out and get a Jordan Howard if you're not going to use him? Like, I get you want to get the rookie into play, but Jordan Howard is the veteran that you called upon to play for you. So use him! Anyway, I'm done talking about the offense. The offense was really good for what they had. You know, they had Mac Hollins out there, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside out there. Nelson Aguilar was like the #1 receiver in this game. And other than a couple drops, he did fantastic, especially on that, I think it was like a 4th and 13 play near the end of the game. That was impressive. And of course, that drive was actually destroyed because of Wentz's poor throwing. Again, you could have probably won this game with the run game. So we'll move on from that. Overall, I'm probably going to give the offense like a C- because they basically started out as an F and then they slowly worked up. So I'll give them like a C-. They were able to move the ball down, but you know, without all the starters and with the suspect play calling, they didn't really have a chance. And the fact that they were even in this like they were, I mean, that's what shocked me the most. Now we'll move over to the defense. I saw a lot of people on Twitter, Twitter, Facebook, they were just complaining about Darby. They were complaining about Sidney Jones. Some guys were calling him Sidney Jones a bust. And then, you know what? I'll just go off right here. Sidney Jones, an interception. Ronald Darby, interception. Nate Gary, interception, guys. It's not the defense. I've said this before. I say it again. It's the scheme. And Jim Shorts dialed that down. He stopped playing sticks. He started playing man blitz. If you guys go watch, he basically got out of the zone. He was playing man blitz. He had Rasul Douglas on Julio Jones almost all game, and Rasul did pretty good, but there's that one play, guys. And I know it sucks that it happened, but I'm not going to actually fault Shorts for this because it happens. He was playing the blitz game hard on that play, and that's the risk you take. When you play hard blitz, you risk the backfield being open, and that's exactly what happened. Julio Jones blew past Rasul Douglas because he got blocked, and it was just field from there, you know. Sendejo had a great sack, by the way, as well, and Sendejo, you know, bless his heart, was running after Julio on that play, and just he wasn't fast enough. Julio Jones is an insane receiver. If you let him go, he's gone. It's over. So I don't fault the Eagles for that. I actually like the ballsiness of Jim Shorts for finally getting it together. Using these players to their strength, guys. Just look at the interceptions. That's the one takeaway from this game. The Eagles were spreading the interceptions around. It wasn't just one guy. This was so many players. And this is what I've been saying all along. The Eagles have so much talent on both sides of the ball. It's the schemes. Doug Peterson not using his fully healthy run game when everyone on the wide receiving and tight end position is injured, And then you have Jim Schwartz playing sticks defense almost all the games he plays. He finally started to lock it down. So I hope this trend with the defense continues. However, Doug Peterson still doesn't seem to get it up on offense. So I don't know what's going to happen with that as far as running the ball. It takes him a while to learn. I think it took till like week 3 or 4 for him to learn this in 2017. But he's got to learn quick, especially if the news comes out during this week that Deshaun Jackson is going to miss some significant time. Alshon Jeffrey's going to miss significant time. Dallas Goedert's they're going to have to really gel with this offense. They're going to have to start getting Carson Wentz involved with these rookies that he really didn't play with during the mini camp. So I don't know, guys. That's really what I have to say about the Eagles. You know, like I said to the Falcons made so many mistakes, so I don't want to hear that they dominated this game. They didn't. Matt Ryan threw 3 interceptions. He had so many overthrows. The Falcons receivers had so many drops. This was just a game where both teams they didn't come with their A game. But guess what? The Falcons didn't lose half their wide receiving core. The Eagles did. So the Eagles even making this a game was very impressive for me. And I'm glad that they were able to rally together, even though it ultimately ended in a loss. They were this close to winning. Honestly, that blitz play doesn't happen, the Eagles probably win this game. So, I mean, it's just another one of those games where, you know, it's not like 2018, though. I don't feel like the Eagles lost this game because of some stupid play that was made. I think the Eagles took chances, especially with defense, and they just ultimately didn't work out. But I commend them for taking the shots, especially on 4th down. Doug Peterson always does this on 4th down. I love to see the guy. He doesn't play to lose. He's not one of those guys that like takes the half glass. He wants the full glass. So, I mean, I'll commend him for that. But what a tough game. What a tough game. But like I said, congrats to the Falcons for winning their Super Bowl of 2019. I really still think the Falcons are going nowhere this season. And you guys can dislike the video all you want. I don't care. That's my opinion on the matter. But with the Eagles' injuries, will they pick this up? We don't know, guys. I'd like to hear down below what you guys think about this game. Do you think if these injuries stand, the Eagles will be able to somehow rally around what they have in these young rookies, in J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, in Mac Hollins, in Miles Sanders, you know? Do you think Doug Peterson will actually learn to use the run game? Or do you think he should? I'd like to hear that below as well. Because right now, basically, the Eagles have Zach Ertz. He's their best receiver again. Nelson Aguilar's great, but I never view him as a starting receiver. He's more of like a slot guy, but he might be thrust into this role yet again. And thank goodness he seemed to have lifted his curse of drops, but we'll have to see. But anyway, guys, comment down below. Thank you so much for checking the video out. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate that. But to all my returning viewers, thank you so much for watching. And we'll just have to see how this season progresses. But win or die, it's either fly Eagles fly or die Eagles die, baby. Doesn't matter, but that's the video, guys. So I'll talk to y'all later.